The Her Experience, presented by the Herpreneur Network, happening April 21st through the 23rd, and featuring a plethora of breakout workshops. Hosted by our very own Dr. Nikki Zeigler. Registration is only $99. Come and hear from Coach Cora Jace, Dr. Connie Stewart, Dr. Shirley Clark, Dr. Josephine Harris. Additional speaker spots are available. Come and hear from Coach Tamara Weaver and Lloyd Benson Jr. Experience the Her Awards, the Pink Fire Empowerment Brunch, and the Her Cave Experience. Don't miss out on this opportunity to collaborate, create, and celebrate. The Herpreneur Network, where collaboration trumps competition. We'll see you there.
All right, guys. Listen, I am so excited. I'm so excited. Go ahead and like, tag, and share. Go ahead and like, tag, and share. Let me know what city you are watching from. Go ahead and like, tag, and share who you are. Listen, y'all know how we do it. We do our giveaways. If whoever liked the most people, tag the most people to this live can either win one of these colors of speakers. These speakers are everything. I talk about them a lot because, listen, we be over there thumping over here in my office because this music be blasting. The speaker is amazing. And we just want to do some giveaways to let you know how we are so honored to have you as our special guest today. Go ahead and let me know what city you're watching so we can give a shout out to your particular city. All right, let's get into it. Listen, the next guest I have is another elite speaker. Go ahead and bring her on. Dr. Gail James. How are you, Queen?
I am doing wonderful. How are you?
I am doing great. Excited to finally meet you next week. We got 7 days.
Yes. Let's do it.
Tell us who you are and where you're from.
I am originally from St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands, and I am a motivational speaker, author, best-selling author at that, and a therapist, CEO. I own home health care agencies both in Florida and in the U.S. Virgin Islands, and I own mental health care agencies both in Florida and in the U.S. Virgin Islands, as well as nonprofit organizations. So that's, and a pastor. Let's not forget that.
Hold up, I unmuted myself. You are what I call a serial herpreneur. All right, you're a serial. Listen, she ministry in the marketplace for real. So you coming next week. What will you be speaking on next week?
Next week, I want to dive into from trauma to triumph because my story is much like that. And I think a lot of us get stuck and stagnant in the place of trauma. It's like tying a brick to our ankles and dropping us in the ocean, and we're stuck there and we cannot move because we're so stuck in the past. We can't see our future. And the future is so much brighter. You know, that's why the windshield is so big and the rearview mirror is about this big, you know. So, you know, I want us to focus on where we're going and not where we've been, because where we're coming from has built us with the character and the skill set and the mindset that we need, the perspective that we need to take us into our future. And a lot of us are holding on to the unforgiveness, the stuff. They did this, they did that. How about let that be your motivation? They said you weren't going to be nothing. Show them you're going to be everything but that. That's what you do. That's what you do. You let your haters be your motivators. And if you focus on that, we can so much more be better and not bitter, because a lot of us stay in the bitter place.
Woo, don't they? Oh my God. I guess for me, it's just all about mindset shift. You know, we're on Clubhouse now with the Herpreneur Network. We're dealing with that mindset shift, just shifting of the minds. We talked about boundaries. We talked about a plethora of different things, but it's about what's in here. What's in here? How are you activating this?
Yes.
What are you doing to change this? What are you doing to be around something that can shift your mindset to want to do better and want to live out the life that God has truly given you? What can you do? So it's all about shifting the mind.
The mind. I think we stay stuck in that place of I can't, and some of it got to do with faith now, because I'm a faith chick. I step out and do some crazy stuff, but it's gotten me a lot of places, I mean, because truly, God'll never, when you know it's God, when you don't have enough money, enough finance, enough credit, enough know-how, that's God, because God gonna stretch you. He gonna stretch you. If you get the money, the credit, the finances, you got all that, then it ain't God. That's just you want to do you.
You better talk today, lady.
That's just you want to do you.
Listen, you don't forget God. You don't push God out of the whole equation. You don't forget that God is who He is. You're just doing what you want to do, man. Come on with that. And that's not going to work. I don't care what you say. It's not going to work, and people got to understand that. When you have that kind of mindset, that listen, I will do whatever God tell me to do. We have forgotten to even get God permission, even in our business. Come on, somebody. You got to get God permission. Yes, permission.
I don't think people understand, because a lot of people look at me and they're like, man, you're doing amazing. And when we have our management meeting, I'm so proud of you, because you got your boys in there. Your boys are like executive directors. They're running $1 million company. I said, because the God gave me the vision. I'm the visionary, but the vision shouldn't die with me. If the vision dies with me, there's a problem.
That's a problem.
I said, so yes, my oldest son is right under me. He makes big decisions. And so though he don't look like it, because he's a black young man with dreadlocks, but never been to jail, don't drink, don't smoke, and it's all about his business. And so when you know that what God has given you is not just for you, and I say that in every area of my life, because I've been through some of the most horrendous things. If I tell you some things, I think you just fall out your chair.
Come on.
And I remember when I was writing my first book, I sent it to somebody to preview and help me. And I said, how you doing with the book? He said, man, by the time I got to you drank bleach. I dropped the book. I couldn't read no more. You want to get out of here that bad? I said, well, the Tylenol didn't work, so I'd try something else. I said, because when you done been through the stuff I've been through, you want to get out of here? I said, and God wasn't moving fast enough, so I thought I'd help him. I said, well,
you don't help God.
Listen. But it's like, when God has destiny and purpose on the inside of you, I don't care what you do. I don't care what your haters do. I don't care how much they curse you. I don't care how much they throw you under the bus. You're going to be destined for greatness. It just is what it is. There's nowhere around it. And so I think a lot of it for me was understanding that in my uncomfortability, in the frustration, in the depression, in the despair, that it wasn't for me. I became a therapist. And now I have mental health agencies all over the place. I have in the Virgin Islands, I have in Florida, because what I've been through made me understand that people need help. They need help.
My God. Wow.
It's everything you do. It's like my home health care agencies came out of me giving birth to a child 2 weeks before my high school graduation. I'm 18. What I know about cerebral palsy? I don't know what that is. We in the Virgin Islands. What is that? And so they said she wouldn't live past 1. She'll be 33 next year. She's still in a wheelchair, still in diapers, but she's alive. So that gave me the desire to want to help others in healthcare. So it's funny how the very things that were meant to break me built me.
Wow.
That's just how God works. That's how our God works.
Well,
everything.
Well, we thank God for you coming back to talk about, this conference, this expo is going to be amazing. meeting so many new people that you never met before, being able to tell your story and to help be an effective member of the body of Christ. We got to be effective because you can say I'm a Christian, but are you about that life? Are you walking that life? So I thank God for you coming through to speak to me about your next. So what's your move now? After you leave my expo, where you going next?
Well, I'm in the process of writing my next book.
Okay.
And I do have, as a matter of fact, I'm coming to you on the 20th, but I have a speaking engagement, a virtual speaking engagement for the Virgin Islands on mental health on the 21st.
Okay.
And so I do that. I do your speaking engagement. And then I have a conference named She Was Built for This. It's in Jacksonville, Florida, at the Jacksonville Marriott.
When?
That is in August. That is August 5th.
Wait a minute now. Hold up. What we doing?
Yes, that is August 5th. So I'm excited about that because I think, like I said, a lot of us get lost in that. Mm-hmm. And I have an entrepreneur event coming up on June 10th. Because I have a lot of people. I've been owning my own businesses since I was 23, 24. My first business was group homes, assisted living facilities, stuff like that. And I was making about $600,000 a year. And everybody kept saying, like, how you do it? And I went into so many different businesses, traffic school, summer camp, after school tutorial, daycare, you name it, I done did it. And so a lot of people ask about the business end of it. How do you do it? How do you do it successfully? So I decided to do an entrepreneur workshop. And that will be on June 10th at the Marriott, Jacksonville Marriott in Jacksonville.
And then, so that's going to be in June, and then you got another event in August.
Yes, ma'am.
Who's teaching on branding in this class?
Listen, I had one person that I was going to have come on. Listen, if you got somebody, just help a sister out because
I've been doing branding for 20 years.
What? Listen.
Long.
I'll have you out. I'll have you out here because that is one of the biggest things. I feel like that is one of the biggest things because the lack of exposure is what stifles our ability to thrive. And
but even the PR side of it, even the you know what I'm saying, the advertisements, you have to make sure that brand look tight and nice. For people to say yes to you, your brand got to be right. Your look, your feel, presentation has to be on point. So we're gonna definitely talk about that off the air. But I'm excited to have you. I know you're gonna bring the paint on the stage. You're on the big stage. It's time to kill it. And let's get these books connected. Let's get more people to come up under your wing and get taught the right way because you're all about righteousness and God told me that. So I'm like, every speaker that God connected me to, I just started praying for them. Like, Lord, if they're interested, send them our way. But if it's not what you want, remove them immediately. Because I'm just big on making sure we have authentic people that's willing to tell their story. Because when you are a speaker or you're an entrepreneur, you got to be real. People, real. How do you say real? Recognize real. People recognize when you're real and when you're phony. So I'm excited.
And you said something that's my motto in my business.
Oh, wow.
We provide service with a spirit of excellence because I'm representing God. So if I'm representing God, I expect for nothing less.
That's right.
Like we have to be about God's people. We cannot talk it and not walk it. And too many of us do that. What are we doing to build up the kingdom? Are we just Sunday Christians or are we all week long Christians?
Wow. Good.
So,
that is good.
Definitely.
Well, I'm excited to have you. Listen, it has been amazing to have you on the show. You're welcome to come back anytime. I do have a mental health summit that's coming up next month. I want to get you to come back and do that virtually for me. We're gonna just listen. We're gonna just network. Let's work together and make Kingdom great. That's our job.
Most definitely.
And I will see you next
week. We're not doing anything on the August 5th. That would be good too because I'm flying out Tiffany Andrews from Houston, so she'll be here. So let's talk about it. Let's really get into that.
We book now. Let's go. I'm ready. I'm here for you. Let's make this thing work together.
Yes.
Together we stand united. We fall. We come together.
Yes.
Well, all right, Queen. Thank you so much for stopping through.
Thank you. And I'll see you next week.
Yes. Take care now.
All right. You take care too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, guys. Another amazing speaker. Listen, God is sending the people. You got to show up. Take care, guys.